Ducks Quack Show, our first regular season edition. We got a big cast here today. Welcome everybody. Hello. I'll go from left to right. On my left is the returner, John Urgo, an old one from Buffalo Grove, the assistant captain. Welcome, John.
Thanks for having me.
Head coach Shaun Falzone. Everybody knows Shaun. Head coach Anthony Rohde, or excuse me, assistant coach Anthony Rohde. Not head coach yet. And then on my right, Collin Driscoll, an 02 from Warwick, Rhode Island. Welcome.
Yeah.
So just want to touch up on a few things. We'll go back and look at the showcase tournament briefly. I thought, you know, the losses have piled up, but there's definitely been some check marks made, I think, Coach. One thing I thought this weekend that was good was just a little bit more balanced scoring and a few more goals. I mean, it was just good to see.
Yeah, so far we started out the season where we weren't scoring anything, then we're getting 1 goal a game, and then during that showcase, we finally had a line click.
Yeah.
That line put up, which was Driscoll's line, they put up 4 to 5 goals over the weekend, and then the next game we had another line click. So we're starting to become more of a team than individual players. Okay. You know, when we go out and recruit, these are the best players from their team, so you bring them in. It takes a little bit more of a challenge when you have 16 rookies to get them all playing together at the start. Right. So I know our veterans stepped up, our rookies starting to get it figured out, and with them playing together, they're starting to put the puck in the net more, and I think that's what's going to change our game here.
Right. Now, Collin, for you, you're used to scoring a lot of points. You put up, I think, 61 points last year with your varsity team. Probably the most frustrating month of your career, I would think, at this point. Yeah. But you really broke out on the weekend. You scored 3 times. Coach already mentioned that you were clicking with your line mates really good. And that just, for you, that just had to feel good to be able to put the puck in the net again.
Yeah, I just had to get the 1 goal, and now it's all downhill from here, so that's good.
Yeah.
So one blocked down front, 3-on-1 for the Ducks if they hurry. Nice pass there, Shaun scores. Beautiful transition there.
And Coach Rohde, a couple other guys like that too, who found the net for the first time this season. We've been counting on 1 or 2 players every game, it seems like, to find the net. And just a little bit more balanced scoring this weekend. That goes really well, don't you think?
Yeah, it helps when they get the monkey off the back and then they're relaxed just playing the game again after they got the first goal. Because there was all the Rhode Island kids and then Logan Potts from Texas, he got his off his back, and it's going to start helping for the rest of the season now. Them just relax and play the game like they're used to.
Yeah, I think, like Collin said, once you get your first, I think you kind of get back in the groove a little bit. John, the defense obviously has been super tough this year. I don't think there's been a game yet where we haven't been really grossly outshot. Do you feel like the sort of the kind of rounding corners as far as improvements on defense?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the defensemen are getting somewhat more comfortable when they get the puck on their stick in the D zone, and since they're getting more reps on breakouts and stuff like that in practice, it's helping them a lot. Knowing what to do, it's just becoming more muscle memory. So I think that's helping out.
So a lot of it's just communication, right? I think that it takes a minute to kind of get used to each other. It's been kind of a weird season so far. Practicing and you can't practice, and it's just taking a little bit to kind of get used to each other, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of the guys, since obviously not too many guys have played together, a lot of the defenses getting switched around a little bit in the start, so getting used to guys was a little tougher at the beginning, but now it seems like almost every defenseman is kind of able to gel together no matter who they play with, so it's like they go.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about that a little bit too. I know no coaches like breaks, even Christmas breaks and stuff like that. Coaches usually get pretty frustrated. When you have one kind of force on you for a couple of weeks, did it take a minute to kind of get back, or did you almost have to go back to square one when you got back in the end?
Well, I mean, it's a little bit of both. Unfortunately, for 14 days off, you get back and your legs are gone, all the conditioning that we did over the first 3 or 4 weeks kind of disappears, because now you're laying at home and you're in bed, and Unfortunately, it's not the best scenario for anybody.
Yeah.
They do have playbooks, so they're able to review all that kind of stuff, but without getting on the ice, it definitely is a step backwards and instead of the way we were heading. So.
One other thing I want to ask you about, I know it's not something that everybody really wants to talk about too much. The discipline was an issue earlier this season. Again, this past weekend, I thought the team stuck to hockey for the most part. You were less penalized than your opponent in most of the 4 games. I think 1 or 2 of them you might have been about even. But just something that the team has really kind of taken to heart. We're just sticking to hockey at this point.
Yeah, the thing was with our team was when one player got into something, all 5 players wanted to make sure they're there to defend it, which is a good thing to have. But on the other hand, the players had to learn that, hey, one player there is going to handle it. I don't have to have 5 guys there to help, to back them up. They're still supporting each other, but they're doing it in different ways now. And then, we left here, the last game we were here was like 43 penalty minutes, and then we got up to Minnesota, and I think the biggest one was 8 to 10. It was nothing crazy. The officiating in Minnesota was amazing.
Yeah.
And it worked out great for the guys. We started learning. We now know the rules better than we did from day one, which is another part of it. And I think we're all on board with what's going on, and it seemed to work out much better during the showcase.
Coach Rohde, a lot of times I talk to coaches early in the season about special teams. It's sort of the last thing a team can work on. You got so much on your plate, it's something that you can't really think of right away. Definitely had a lot of work out on the penalty kill this year. Do you feel good about the special teams at this point as you're starting?
Yeah, now that we got some of our players together that have been doing it more and more, we can put out a couple different guys out there and we can trust them to go run what we want them to run, and they do it well. And it's been helping out a lot since, like you said before, Minnesota there was a lot of penalty minutes, so if they get the practice in and how they have, we're comfortable with them out there.
Right. And then the flip side, being able to take advantage of your own opportunities, that's obviously the best time to put the puck in the net, I would think.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Even we played the Moose, we got that last minute or last 5-on-3, and we scored within the first 30 seconds of 5-on-3, which, it was a lone goal, but it was a goal that we all needed, and I thought it was nice to see our power play start clicking. I mean, it was a little late in the showcase, but it was awesome to watch them take it in and work as a team to put that puck away real fast.
Now I know you've been, one thing that you don't lack is confidence. You have a lot of confidence. You're always talking about, how the level that the team can get to. You're going to be playing a tough team this weekend in the Hudson Havoc. They're the defending division champions. I know you don't want to set the bar too high, but do you think you can come up with your 2 best games of the season so far?
We're definitely, we're not going to have much of a choice in that one. We're going to definitely have to have the best games this season. The Havoc is a very good team. We watched them over the weekend for the first time for us coaches, and they can move the puck better than anybody in the league so far. And they're going to be a team that if we start chasing and start doing circles in the ice, they're going to take advantage and put the puck away real fast. So the team has watched game videos. They went on their own and watched them play. They got to watch a little bit over the showcase for the time they were allowed inside. And we all know, they all know about what we got coming. And we're hoping we're prepared enough to at least give them a very competitive hockey game and, compete with them as much as we can. If we can pull a win out, that'd be huge, but at least we can compete and make it competitive.
Now, John, you are, as a returner, you have faced the Havoc before. I thought they were built for a championship last year. They were a pretty amazing team. This past weekend, I was surprised at how many returners they have and the level that they've been able to stay at. What is the key to playing a team like the Havoc?
Playing a team like the Havoc, where, like Coach said, they move the puck good, is knowing your position in the D zone and the O zone, and communication. Because when the puck's flying around the zone, guys get caught puck watching and they don't know where they're at. So if our guys can stay talking in the D zone and talking on the ice, I think that's our best bet at pulling out the win this weekend.
And Coach Rohde, I guess the transition game is something that has required some work this year. You think you're grossly outshot most games. You think that you can get a smoother transition from defense to offense? That's something we're working on.
Yeah, I believe so, especially after our showcase and the guys starting to gel together, first road trip, getting to know each other and everything. There's a lot more communication now, so it'll be easier to move the puck when you're more comfortable with everyone on your team. You get to know each other like we did this weekend. So it should help out from that showcase to the Hudson weekend now.
And Collin, I guess this is going to be your first time against this team. They're a good team, but I guess you can't be afraid of them. You got to come in and just try to play your own game, right?
Yeah, you can't be scared of anyone in the league. You just gotta keep going. It doesn't matter who they are. You gotta keep playing your style of game. And get in your head.
One of the interesting things for this weekend now, Coach, you don't get to play on Halloween at home ice very often, and you're really taking advantage of it. I think you had some help. They created a couple jerseys. I think one of them is up here, or some T-shirts, the zombie ducks. Where did that idea come from?
So our main marketing guy, Ali, is amazing with this stuff.
Yeah.
He's the one doing all of our apparel, all of our equipment. He does everything for us. And he called me up and he's like, "Hey, we're doing a Halloween jersey." And I said, "Well, okay, let's see how that goes." And one of the things he came up with is the zombie logo here, and we came out with some shirts which we started selling last weekend, and they made a big hit last weekend, even with the low numbers because it was a last-minute game. But we drew a few fans in here, and we're getting phone call orders for them. And then, of course, we're ready to play Halloween. We got a little bit of a surprise for Halloween that'll be announced for the next day here. But we are excited, and the boys are excited. It'll be fun for us to play on the holiday and bring some candy for the kids and have some trick-or-treat inside the rink, and of course with our mask on and being safe. But we're ready for it. I think it's gonna be fun. At least we're gonna have fun with the game no matter what it goes. We're gonna have a blast, and we will look good out there too. So
That's good. So if you do plan to come down, the Ducks will be home Friday and Saturday. Price is $6 for adults and $3 for senior students. And any local hockey players obviously get in for free. That's kind of a tradition here. And I'm assuming that also another tradition, which will be great on Halloween, is skating with the Ducks after Saturday's game.
yeah, we'll see. We're gonna set up a skate with the Ducks with us, and then we have a busy weekend. We added on to the schedule.
Oh.
Now we have the Minnesota Moose on Sunday and Monday at 6:30. So we're in for a very skilled and tough weekend, but we will be ready for it. And yeah, we want to be involved. We'll have skate with Ducks afterwards on Saturday, and get the guys out there and see what we can do and have some fun with the families. If a person or a young man wears a costume, we'll let you in for free too to have a little more fun with that one on Halloween. Give us get more of the Halloween spirit in here, and we're ready for that one. We're excited.
Well, Paraleague heavyweights coming in here, John. Those were two of the top teams in the league last year. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously going to be a tough weekend having 4 games, but hopefully some of the guys got a taste of it over the showcase, having such a busy schedule with those games. So hopefully some of the guys learn what it takes to recover after games and be able to try and stay as healthy as you can playing out the games.
Yeah, Collin, I guess you kind of got used to it last weekend. You played 2 games in 1 day.
Yeah.
You're going to go 4 games in 4 nights. It's just like another showcase weekend, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Should be fun.
The good news is for the Ducks, November, actually after this weekend, the schedule is somewhat lighter in November, and that's Coach Rohde, that's got to be something that you're looking forward to, just getting a little bit more time to work on things with the guys.
It's going to be nice to get that extra time to work on all the stuff that we need to work on, and also after heavy schedule, 8 games in 2 weeks, for some recovery time.
Yeah, right. All right, so run down to the Lake Delta Ice Arena this weekend and check out the Ducks. Thanks, guys, for the time.
Thank you.
Fritz behind his own nets. That pass cut out by Marks. Marks takes his shot. Rebound attempt was there. A couple saves for Baldock. And that one sneaks in. So he goes short side. He sneaks one in. And the